Well, first of all, we will ask ourselves, how do you pre-exist yourself? Can you be older than you are? Can you be before you are? The whole concept of pre-existence, literally, I would say, is a fog word. Now, you can pre-exist in the plan of God, and we know that Moses was a type. A type is an expression, a foreshadowing. Moses was a great foreshadowing of Jesus. We know that the word in Genesis, God said, let there be light. That word is a foreshadowing of Jesus, who is the ultimate word. So you've got lots of parallels. And I would simply refer you then to James chapter 1, 17, which says this. James 1, 17, every good thing given and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights. Isn't that beautiful? You'll find the same idea in James 3:15. So again, James 1:17 and James 3:15. Every good gift. All right, the child you just had in your family came down from heaven. I hope that's clear. This is not an American or British book, and you have to do the honor to these biblical writers of understanding their language. So there it is. Wisdom comes down from heaven, not literally, but it's a gift from God. And if you follow the story of who it is who comes down from heaven in John's Gospel, guess what? It's the Son of Man who came down. So if you want to believe in so called pre existence, you should believe in the pre existence of a human being. Are you going to take that literally? Obviously not. The manna in the wilderness did not just descend from the heaven on a parachute. It was found to be there on the ground. It was a gift of God from heaven. You see, this is a Jewish book. Jews talked about Moses going up to heaven when the Ten Commandments are given. He went up a mountain. Jews could think of Moses as being so special that he'd gone to heaven, not literally. So all of this is very Jewish language. And again, you cannot pre exist yourself. You cannot be older than your own grandfather. Think about that. So the concept of pre existence, I suggest you reflect on that very deeply and think this is really nonsense. Jesus began in the womb of his mother. That's what Matthew, Mark, and Luke say clearly. Matthew and Luke, particularly, he had his origin in the womb of Mary. That's what you have to do to be human. All of us are human beings. All of us have our origin in the womb of our mother, with the exception of Adam, of course, who's a notable exception. Jesus cannot be a man, truly speaking, unless he originates in the womb of his mother, Mary, in that case by miracle, as Luke 1:35 and Matthew 1 verse 20 expressly and definitely say.
Note verse 51. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. Whoever eats of this bread will live forever, and the bread that I will give for the life of the world is what? My flesh. I mean, this is obvious non literal language. You want to call it figurative, metaphorical, you want to call it spiritual, fine, but don't call it literal. Because go back to the story of the manna in the wilderness, no one records it coming down literally from heaven. No one. It just says it appeared in the morning on the ground. And you also have to think about this. Is Jesus saying that he came down as a human person in the flesh? I mean, that's what verse 51 is saying on a literal reading.